week of soccer comes to an end, and this morning from Overland Park, Kansas, we will crown a national champion in the boys under-19 division. Hello everybody and welcome pitchside here on field number 1 at the Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex. I'm John Schreiner alongside the coach Nate Hauser. Coach, Baltimore Celtic, Lehigh Valley, they met in the group stage on Wednesday. Lehigh Valley won 2-0.
Really difficult day today for Lehigh. They've got to beat somebody twice in the same week. And Baltimore's really excited to get a second bite of the apple.
Well, let's take a look at some players to watch for in this one. We begin with Lehigh Valley. We're targeting their left back, Ewan Forrest.
Ewan Forrest, very dynamic left back, gets forward and is a lockdown defender out wide for them.
And for Baltimore Celtic, one of the trigger men in the middle, Cole Hendricks.
Cole Hendricks, box to box, super dynamic, connects the team. Really excited to see his engine today.
Second matchup in a week between these two teams, Baltimore Celtic, Lehigh Valley. Somebody's walking home with the McGuire Cup right here in Overland Park, Kansas. Just about set for action here. Boys under-19 National Championship Finals match. Baltimore Celtic, they're on the left side of your screen in the white and green. Lehigh Valley in the black. They are on the right side of your screen. Should be an interesting matchup. These two met, as we talked in the open, coach, on Wednesday. Lehigh Valley came out 2-0 shutout. What are some of the challenges you deal with when you try to beat the same team in a span of 4 or 5 days?
One, are they gonna make it easy for you again? Are they gonna let you poke the same bruise? You know, that's number one. Number two, you know, can you deal with their adjustments as you get forward and as they start to get into you a little bit? And then I'd say three, the mentality. You know, do they come in with, hey, it's easy, we got this, or do they come and have the same fire they did the first time?
Underway here from Overland Park, Kansas. Your officials today, the referee in the middle, Nabil Ben Salah. On the near side, the assistant is Seth Barton. Far side, Ryan Homick. And the fourth official is Charlie Rainey. Got an early restart. Going to change balls, actually.
There we are. Who's in charge of pumping that thing up?
I don't know. It's perhaps it's just that was the ceremonial ball to start the match, and now we've got the real deal.
Really interesting to see the pace of this game after all the days of play. These guys have come in. Fortunately, it's a great morning, nice and cool. See who gets after it, what the mentality is.
Foul. LVU will get a free kick just inside the Celtic half.
LVU was talking about transition. Will be interesting to see if Celtic sits back and makes them carry the game.
Bailey Moyer over on the far side. Loses out. Celtic in possession, moving it through the midfield. Hendricks. Played it forward down the wing, looking for Cam Oren to make that run. Rolls out into touch for a throw.
Early, you really expect them both to play it safe defensively, put some numbers behind the ball. Put some numbers behind the ball and really protect themselves. Probably these first 15 minutes, both coaches are probably trying to say, let's get out of this in a good place. Set a tone.
Comes Celtic pushing forward for the man up top, Ben Stitz. Stitz with 3 goals on this tournament already.
Ben's a big, strong, proper number 9. Can hold it up, but can also play off the shoulder and get in behind. Be interesting to see how Bailey Moyer really deals with him.
Nolan moves it ahead. Good defense there. Coming back, Dawson Berger. Step in front of the pass, and then a good defensive play the other way to change possession. Here's Wise. Now Lala.
With Celtics experience, you can see a lot of patience. Try to get as much as they can out of each possession. Make Lehigh work a little bit.
Celtic, good combination in the midfield. Played out wide. A chance coming. Dylan Smith standing strong back there. Came off his line quick to get out and close the angle.
Very well read. Very well read. Come off his line. That's a danger point, though. Lehigh got caught a little bit flat. The little chip ball over the top.
It's Cam Oren making that run. Lehigh not so much on attack just yet. Celtic doing most of the going forward. This will give Lehigh Valley a chance on the restart to perhaps gain some territorial advantage.
Celtics very aggressive out of the beginning. Right here at the start, into the tackle. Any chance they get to change speed, they do.
Delivered in, beyond everyone. And Kieran Baskett, who his coach calls the Canadian Dream, comes up to collect. There's a lot of ribbing that goes on with Baskett. He's from Halifax, Nova Scotia, went to private school in Baltimore. That's how he ended up with Baltimore Celtic, but he's actually heading back to Nova Scotia right after this tournament. But that's a lot of fun jabs, the Canada versus USA stuff that goes on inside of that team. It's all good-natured and fun, of course, but
I think they take advantage of just being a friendly neighbor to the north. I heard he's starting to give it back a little bit to him, growing into that. That relationship between the goalkeeper and really the back half of the team is so important.
Knapp's long ball finds the feet of Oren. Now Stitz with it. Brought it back to Hendricks. Switch fields. There's Braden Wise up from his right back spot. Cutting inside. He was trying to find Stitz in the middle. Dawson Berger there to break it up.
Dawson did the most important thing, complete that first pass out of pressure.
Bryce Evans takes it all the way across. Now it's played forward, looking for Hale Lombard down the wing. Celtic there to clear. Through ball coming for Houlihan. Broken up, and Celtic will go the other way.
It's just interesting that Lehigh's gone centrally, and so has Celtic. Speaking with both coaches before the game, you thought there'd be a little bit more wide play, get rid, but both attacks have been pretty central so far. That'll be interesting to see.
Big switch out wide for Braden Wise. Peterson cutting inside, got near the top of the 18. Couldn't quite hold possession. It's Ewan Forrest, the man we highlighted in the open, bringing it ahead. His long ball forward. Browdigham. Good win there for Brandon Knapp. Stitz off his head. Not all along for Oren.
You can see early, Celtic's going to have some questions out of the midfield as they get in and get after Lehigh's 4-1-4-1. As this goes, there's a lot of space in between lines, and how Lehigh deals with that in transition is going to be interesting.
Now, first real chance to extend a possession here for Lehigh Valley, and it's quickly given away. No sooner said.
Lehigh's really trying to consolidate the space with a high line and a little bit of pressure once Celtic gets over the midfield line.
There's Lombard. Lombard has it taken away.
Another question they'll ask is, both teams have their nines coming back in the midfield to get the ball, but who takes their place? Who's going to get after the back four? That with a lack of legs, you know, who's
Sure.
really going to start to make that difference?
Well, that was one of the things for Celtic that we learned is they love to get those outside backs involved in the attack, but you know, their coach, he was rather worried that they might be starting to wear down after, you know, so many games in a short span of time.
When, where, who uses the legs? Who takes their turn?
Looking for a long throw here, Lehigh. Comes in, headed away. There's the head coach for Baltimore Celtic, Adam Mazzell. One of those players that's come over from Baltimore, or coaches that's come over from Baltimore Bays. They combined with Baltimore Celtic this year. He brought with him a coach, Barry Stitz, who's a two-time national champion with Baltimore Celtic.
Yeah, Coach Stitz, a professional soccer legend on the East Coast. You know, his son, a pretty outstanding player up front. His experience has to help today.
Evans back to Forrest. Chipped ahead, looking for Lombard. Anthony Dragisic there to take it away. LVU showing a bit of possession. Early on, it was all Celtic. LVU sort of bossing the game now.
Yeah, both teams trying to really open up the spaces. Neither of them wants to concede any room. Second balls, while not hotly contested right now, really seem to be the difference. Who can get those 2-3 extra passes, get themselves composed.
Luke Briggs to throw. Baltimore Celtic. Off the foot of Dragisic, out into touch. And so often, Coach, I think, see if you agree, that championship games like this, they start out so tight and so cagey. It kind of takes a while for the game to open up, and I think that's what we're seeing early on here.
Yeah, you've got everybody trying to make sure they push all the right buttons early, feel that rhythm, who's up for it, who's not. You can definitely feel an energy, though, about a few of the players that are really, really getting to it.
Dylan Smith, the goalkeeper, he's committed to Eastern University. So many of these players will be going on to play collegiately. Now move through the midfield. It's John Peterson trying to play a cross-field ball, looking for his wingmate Oren.
We've really got the beginnings of our first real movement of the game here.
Flowers played ahead, looking for Browdigham. Cleared out of the back. Here's Peterson. Lala turns it over. Good step from Brandon Knapp. Wins possession back for Celtic.
Really well played by Brandon. Get to the ball side of that ball, deny service.
Dragisic's trying the long ball.
Lehigh's recovery really making it difficult early for Celtic. They want to play quickly, but just immediate recovery.
Knapp wins the header. over there on the far side between Patrick Adams and Cam Oren. Celtic back in control. Good ball through the middle, finding Hendricks. Nice play coming back for Berger. Dragicic stepping in front, winning possession back for Celtic. Dragicic the captain of this Baltimore Celtic side.
You notice the Lehigh Valley line keeps moving up, moving up. They're growing into it here.
Dawson Berger wearing the captain's armband for Lehigh. Both of them holding midfielders, probably not a surprise.
Really that energy, that pace, the vision. Sixes are the heartbeat a lot of times of teams.
Played ahead, looking for Peterson. Good touch inside from Stitz. Now Peterson away down the wing. They look for a cross. To play it into the middle. He's looking for Oren, who had crossed into the center of the pitch.
Good ball. Good ball. You wonder, you know, will he attack? He got around the corner. Could he take another touch to the near post and really put somebody under pressure? Especially if a center back's going to put it out.
Corner played in low, gets to the center of the box.
Oh, my.
And a dangerous ball in. Dylan Smith had to deal with it. It eventually came off a Celtic player last. It will be a goal kick.
That in-swinger posed more problems, I think, that they knew. And it was interesting. Zero Lehigh Valley players on the move there. That was Celtic missing it rather than Lehigh defending it.
Catch on the replay there. A deflection. That ball could have ended up anywhere.
Lehigh counted itself a little bit fortunate there that flick didn't end up in the back of the net.
There's Lala. Out for Oren and out into touch.
You really see Knapp taking up early positions against Lombard. You know, that's, as the defender coach pointed out, was really being the difference this week for Celtic. That's going to be crucial.
Foul committed by Browdigham. It'll be a free kick to Celtic. Another ball that just curls away. Wind is blowing across the field just a little bit here this morning.
A little bit, which is interesting. You know, with a little breeze, we've seen a lot of balls played into the 9, 7, 11s in the air. I think the first group that's able to get those balls into feet so guys can run at and really combine, I think that might be the first telling difference in this one. I mean, you play 50-50s, you know, you and I might be able to win a couple headers.
Let's not get carried away. Maybe you, Coach.
20 years ago, my friend.
There you go. Smith will reset. Played a long ball, tried to get it to Lombard. Now pushed out wide. Bryce Evans finds a little space on the left wing. His cross. Nodded away. Then a one-time effort. Was never going to trouble basket too much. He's down easily to collect.
Can he keep Wise at home? You know, Wise really wants to get forward, and it's that emotional battle. Hey, are you going to chase me? Am I going to chase you?
Almost kept alive, but out into touch by Briggs. It's going to be an LVU throw.
There we go. Our first VAR opportunity on the throw. There we go.
Not sure that we're going to use that today.
I trust you. We'll come back with it.
There's your man in the center, Nabil Ben Salah. Hasn't had too much to do just yet.
I think he's got the benefit of two good teams. People want to play soccer and not have a fight here, which is really great to see in the biggest game of the year.
A little shove at the end of that one. Lombard wasn't too happy about the shielding job that Nolan was able to do.
I tell you, the Lombard, as he's chasing, he's doing a lot of work and not getting a lot of joy with the ball. You know, that frustration. Hopefully not too much too early. We got a long way to go.
There's a foul, quick restart. Oren down the wing. Good stick. Dominic Flowers puts a toe in. Now Lombard. A missed touch from Knapp, and he was almost away. Good recovery there by Knapp.
Lombard used his body really well, but Knapp's recovery, I mean, so quick as an undersized defender, really well done.
Dawson Berger through the middle, finds Browdigham. Out wide. Adams has it rejected. It will be a Lehigh Valley throw.
Yesterday, Dallas really tried to get after Celtic wide and get into their wide areas, and it really put Celtic in some awkward positions. So it's interesting to see Lehigh wait this long to really get after them out wide.
Lombard will look for another one of those long throws. Lehigh putting men forward, headed straight up in the air, comes into the box, and then cleared away after the shot from Houlihan. Now, played through. Flowers didn't have anyone to play it to.
You see the development of soccer. You have a right back that can take people on, beat players in there. Unlucky on the final touch there, but one of those things, if he gets around and forward, big problems.
Wise trying to go up the line. Nifty little back heel from Berger. Wise able to win it back. Plays it off the foot of Berger. It's good effort there from Braden Wise.
Well played, that long body. Great job shielding.
Thrown in for Peterson. Tried his first touch inside. Berger was there, and it's one back. Hendricks. The defense collapsing for LVU once again. LVU throw.
We've got Lombard working side to side. Hard work to come all the way wide, both sides.
That's what you love in a center forward, right?
Oh, the game demands it now. Those guys, not only goal scorers, have to be workers.
Evans with the chip forward. Thought Houlihan was going to make the run. Instead, it comes back to Browdigham. Off Peterson's foot, into touch.
I'd say on day 5, though, if I'm the coach and I see Lombard going a little too wide of the box, you know, is that energy well spent? Well, that becomes the question here.
Lombard in yesterday's semifinal actually got dinged up a little bit. He crashed into one of the walls behind the goal. Had a cut on his head. They took him through concussion protocol. No concussion, but he's all healed up. Through ball for Oren. It's too far in front. Smith able to slide to collect it.
Lombard harkens back to the warrior.
There you go.
Front. Wrap him up. But it's good to see that first split ball. Rather than that ball over the top, can they split and really be dangerous? A little too heavy. But if Celtic can get more of those, we'll see a little bit more fun in the final third here.
Peterson makes a run across the field. Peterson down to the end line. Does he have a play? He might have, but it was canceled out by Barrett and Moyer at the back.
Great. First.
Dragicic gliding through the midfield. Tried a long distance shot that was blocked.
See Celtic picking up the pace here.
Tempo is definitely increased. Peterson with a good turn. Wise. Peterson now watched by Evans. His cross in. Solid foot on that front post.
Knapp again with that first ball. Well done to come and win it.
Shot from distance blocked by Barrett. Headed on, Lombard. He's got a 1-on-3. He beats the first, doesn't beat the second. It's Brandon Knapp, and then Lombard goes crashing in.
There you are. Big man just fell over a little bit. No reason to get too excited about that. Knapp with a great recovery after that first miss.
Just about 24 minutes gone here in the first half. No real chances either way. Been some near chances, half chances maybe, but nobody's really been creative enough to break down the other defense just yet.
No, at any time, especially Celtic in this first half, when they get around wide, there are 5 and 6 defenders in the box. Really difficult. You can see Lehigh's put a priority. Get behind the ball, all costs. And really, you've noticed Lombard is on his own up front. Can he be a difference like he was on that last run? Can he hold it long enough to get some help?
Houlihan was fouled. LVU will restart. Briggs with the header. Flicked up, Dragicic got it to Hendricks. Berger and Dragicic, the number 3s. Berger wins the air battle. Out for Evans, sends him wide. Wise just got a tiny touch to it, might have checked it up enough. That was
Celtic
enough time.
Really isn't letting Lehigh play any free balls. Everything's pressured. Every run is pressured. Even if it's not the ball being served, it's the other end of service. You see, Lehigh's probing though. These long throw-ins may prove fruitful here soon.
Lombard again with the long throw. Sent in toward the near post. Basket was out with a touch. Comes back to Barrett. Looked like he wanted to shape up for a shot. The touch just took him a little away from his mark.
Really good run out wide. First.
Houlihan played back. Wise comes across to head it. And Evans with the first time shot that was more than a little troubling for Basket. I don't think he saw it until late. Had to get down quickly.
Got through some traffic there. It's good to see a little hit from distance instead of trying to walk it in. You know, again, open up the defense.
Here's Browdigham. Evans. Excellent recovery to get back on that ball by Forrest, because it looked like Celtic were about to break out. Ewan Forrest just got a toe in, broke it up.
Key win there, and you can see again the quick counter. Coach mentioned last night, can they be good in transition? They're trying early. I think the player that may be telling here in the second half is Browdigham in the middle.
First substitution comes for Celtic. They will send on Jason Butler and bring off Cam Oren. Oren was doing a lot of work down that left wing early on.
You wonder if that's if they're reading this and that's a long play, because Warren was very, very dangerous.
Berger wins. It's played back in. Here's Peterson. Good tackle from Forrest. Now Lehigh Valley through Houlihan. Played ahead looking for Adams. It's Briggs back there for Celtic to take it away. Here's the first touch for Jason Butler. Butler, one of the guys that Adam Mazzell called one of the step-up guys. Said in a tournament like this, you've always got to have guys on your bench that can step up when their number's called and make plays. And said Butler was definitely one of those guys, giving them quality minutes off the bench.
Well, you look at the value of legs, of the right mentality, of somebody who can really push the pace.
The super sub.
Absolutely. And again, you're looking at somebody who starts on 97% of the teams in the country. So quality all around.
Dragicic's whistled for the foul. There's Forrest. Takes most of the restarts for Lehigh. Natural left footer.
They sent the big boys up for this. Center back's in.
Good delivery, but an even better header away. A win in the air. Lifted out wide. Berger there again. I feel like I've said that a lot. Dawson Berger has been patrolling that deep midfield area, just eating up every attack.
Just everywhere, making himself involved, really pushing, blunting attacks.
Another long throw-in opportunity for Hale Lombard. Closing in on the 30-minute mark here in the first half. Headed on. Evans wanted another first-time attempt, but he was canceled out by Peterson. It's a long ball in.
What a great ball.
Looking for Forrest.
From deep in around the back. That's a problem. What they really did well there, Lehigh, is even though they didn't get to continue their attack, they stopped Celtic. They got behind the ball, forced them to build, take the whole field.
Wide for Wise. Trying to play down the line for Peterson. I think one of the things, if you're watching this at home, that you can take away is, no, there haven't been a lot of potent attacks, but very technically sound and very aware defensively, both of these teams right now.
Yeah, the organization is top level here. Getting behind the ball, stopping the attack, stopping the ball, forcing people into places they don't want to be, and then just like that, challenges. Nothing's free. Nothing's been free in this game.
To the feet of Lombard. Trying to make a turnaround. Wise. Didn't quite come off. Forrest lets it roll.
As we enter the last 15 minutes, you know, there's another 2 or 3 pushes of momentum coming. Can one of them yield an attack and a goal for us?
Foul committed by Barrett as he got into the back of Stitz. Stitz takes it quickly. Played out wide. Butler couldn't hold possession. Flick ahead for Browdigan was over his head.
You hear Lehigh talking about lock it in. You know, again, as they creep up and they try to play this field position a little bit, you know, play the game in Celtic's end. They're hoping.
You know, we noticed about 10 minutes ago that Celtic had really picked up the tempo not much came of it, but I think Lehigh reacted so well to that change in approach.
Yes.
Butler played a ball along the ground, dealt with. Now Evans pops one up in the air. Peterson header on.
Oh, danger.
An opportunity. Stitz couldn't sort his feet out. Comes back to him. And now Smith, after what could have been our first real scoring chance of the match, but Ben Stitz just didn't have his feet set.
I think when you look at it, 3 days ago, Stitz might have buried that ball. You could see he's got those heavy feet, wasn't able to get after it. You know, that header back, a little bit sharper a few days ago.
Lehigh Valley.
It's nice to see him open the field up for Celtic to defend the whole space.
Can they create something here? Lombard. Sliding challenge from Dragisic takes him down.
That's well done by the big man, using his body.
And here we are, past the 33-minute mark, Coach. The first real attacking free kick that we've seen.
This is going to be interesting. You know, Lehigh's been able to lean on him with a few of these long throw-ins to really get some pointed service. You expect this ball to get whipped in and really ask the goalkeeper to make a decision here.
Take a look at the challenge again. And it's the slide from behind by Knapp that does the damage. Substitution for Lehigh Valley. Reed Sturza will come on. Bryce Evans to the bench. Also coming on for Celtic, Ian McDonald, another one of those super subs that they targeted. He'll come in and immediately run back to get on defense for this free kick. It's Matthew Lala who comes to the bench.
We'll see if Lehigh, if they can't get their head on this first one, if they get that second ball. There have been a couple second balls bounce in the box. Have been dangerous for them.
For Bailey Moyer, one of the center backs. He's up there too, getting in the mix. And it's played instead right at the keeper. Bounces on the ground. And Basket able to go for it. Do you like the delivery there?
A little tight for me, but yeah, I like the fact that they made him make a decision, and he did fumble it. You know, maybe that's something they looked at earlier and said, hey, he may give one up to us. But well covered in the end, to be fair.
Stitz.
Again, you see Stitz searching for the game as the 9. I don't know. He's out wide. The thing that does, though, when he drops in, you ask Lehigh really to answer a question of who sorts him out with everybody else in that midfield. And you can see it opened up into an attack for him.
Here's McDonald. Played through. Hendricks got it out wide to Wise. His cross turned away by Zach Barrett, but it is a corner kick for Baltimore Celtic. First one of these we've had.
Yeah, in a while since they had that first in-swinger, and
right.
Lehigh got caught with everybody standing and watching.
The first one was that low driven ball toward the near post. And here's a substitution.
Stitz coming out.
Garcia coming on. Stitz going to have a breather. Extended halftime. Garcia will immediately step up to take the corner. Perhaps this is why he brought him in.
That's just not good enough, Coach.
Comes up short. Hendricks. McDonald back out to Garcia. Garcia kept it in momentarily.
Tough to come and have your first touch be that corner, to be fair to Garcia. But
again, it's that man, Dawson Berger, all the way back to the end line to shield Garcia and win the goal kick.
He's put in a disciplined shift. He is working hard today.
Long ball played through. It's going to find the feet of Lombard. Lombard chipped it through, looking for Browdigham, who gets to the end line. So what's the signal? It's a corner. Lehigh Valley with a chance from the corner.
Finally, there was some movement of the runs for Force that really caused some issues for Celtic and really opened up the space there in the back. And again, the big boys, the Towers come into the box. A little different setup for the corner this time, though.
Barrett immediately goes to stand right by the goalkeeper basket. It's going to be Houlihan to take the corner. Sends it to the far post. Tried to head it back across Adams, but couldn't get it sorted out. There's a heavy challenge on the backside as well. It's a goal kick.
You saw the back post service this Friday in MLS. Kansas City put one in. Benny Fehlhaber back across. You're hoping for it.
Just about 39 minutes down. It's been tight, back and forth. Nobody really establishing a dominance in possession or territory. Chances coming few and far between, but here's Houlihan with a bit of space.
This is the run.
He's turned away. Great recovery run from Jason Butler to put him under pressure.
Butler really kept it from opening up the whole field because out here on Lehigh's left, that runner was in.
There's Nelson.
One of the things, as a player at this time in the half, the field gets bigger. And all of a sudden, now dealing with all that space with your legs.
Barrett with the header away. Substitution upcoming for LVU. Ryan Bradby going to come on. Patrick Adams to the bench.
Adams did a really good job out wide. Really a couple dangerous runs in, some good whip service.
Nelson's ball across is eventually cleared, but it stays to the other side of the corner flag. It'll be another corner kick for Celtic.
You'll wonder if Celtic really, if you've noticed, the defenders for Lehigh, with flighted balls, happy anywhere is good and with clearance.
Cross in, Smith with the punch, and a foul called as Hendricks put it in on the half volley. Well executed technique, but it counts for very little.
Sometimes you got to let the boys play. You know, whether the shot after goes in or not is neither here nor there, but keepers are players. Let the boys keep playing.
I'm going to take a look at that challenge to see if we can see. It looked like
a Lehigh defender did more damage there than a Celtic forward.
Berger. Good tackle there from McDonald to deny. Throw into Lehigh. Is Lombard going to come over and make the long throw? Maybe not this time. And after all, he will.
You know what's interesting is if they had one other person with a long throw, could you get Lombard in the box? How would that work? That you've got to take your 9 and use him for this. It's an interesting case.
Thrown in. Browdigham couldn't get there. And Lombard comes back, puts it over the line. It's a goal kick. Just about 3 minutes left in the half, plus stoppage time. Not the best attempt on goal we've had was that first time shot from distance from Bryce Evans that Baskett really didn't see until late, and he had to get down. Other than that, the defenses have just been so good.
Yeah, it's been set pieces that have really caused a lot of the issues for Celtic in the back. But then Lehigh's done really well in transition. You know, a couple transition opportunities. They had some headers and some half clearances that caused issues. Not a lot in it. Oh,
good touch by Garcia. Crossed in, near post. Smith all over it.
There you go. You hear Coach vocalize what I'm thinking. Overhit that one a little bit.
Comes back to Knapp. He's got it out to Nolan. Here's Wise.
It's good patience here. Great patience.
Briggs. Excuse me, McDonald playing it forward, looking for Garcia. That's hacked way up in the air. Good catch, Coach.
Ewan, well done, brother. I appreciate the shout out here with the touch. Good skill, good composure. Ewan stepping in
Gisick
again.
with the foot in. Houlihan wins out. He'll make the run down the wing. Celtic defense recovering. Houlihan with the cross. Right at the penalty spot. Was denied.
Lombard, great job peeling away from that center back. Just begging for service to get past him there.
Brandon Knapp with the perfect positioning to block that cross. We'll have 1 minute of stoppage time.
There's a lot of space in the middle. Lombard with a needless one. Stops the attack. Buys himself a yellow. Will that affect the big man? Yeah. Yellow.
Drop back in on it when the head ball coming.
So Lombard showed the yellow. Here's the free kick on the other side of that. Nolan delivered long.
Great recovery there.
It's Jason Butler coming back. Played ahead. And as he has been so often, Brandon Knapp there to take it away.
You know, that ball out of your end. I know Celtic's hoping for more than that. You're not under pressure. You've really got to do a better job of finding feet, especially at the end of the half.
And there's the whistle for halftime. A tight, cagey affair between these two. LVU with one chance from distance. Celtic with a half chance that was spilled in front of the goal mouth. Neither has really created too much. The defenses have been very solid, and we're still 0-0 here at the break. It's the boys under 19 national championships here from the Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex in Overland Park, Kansas. We're back with highlights from the first half after we take this break.
ground.
Thanks, Mom.
Remember childhood? Chasing butterflies and living free and wild? Remember these little red boxes and those sweet little sun-made raisins? Remember not being able to reach the counter? Exploring the world, building forts with pillows, and eating sun-made raisins. Here, there, and everywhere. Life was always play. And worries, what were they? Remember childhood? Don't forget, it never left.
Membership in United Soccer Coaches provides peace of mind, recognition of your achievements, professional credentials, career development, a community of your peers, coaching insights, an updated library of resources that's easy to use. United Soccer Coaches, your association for all things coaching.
Back with you here from Overland Park, Kansas. The U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships, boys under 19 final. John Schreiner, coach. Nate Hauser along with you. 0-0 at the break. Baltimore Celtic and Lehigh Valley. Let's take a look at some of the happenings of the first half. I don't know that we had too many highlights to speak of, Coach, because the defenses were just locked down at both ends.
Both teams at the beginning came up priority. Let's get numbers behind the ball and really limit chances. And they've done a good job. You can see here there have been a couple slip balls that have forced goalkeepers into action. But other than 2 or 3 shots, you know, we haven't had a lot. You know, you see Lombard, a player who's been doing a ton of work, but Knapp also as a defender. That matchup really has been telling of the game. If you were to ask me, with Berger in the middle, down here, the shift he's put in, but watching those two go at it has been a lot of fun.
I was just going to mention that the 2 players that we targeted in the first half that played so well for LVU. Dawson Berger, he was everywhere, breaking up attacks all over the place. And Brandon Knapp, who Adam Mazzell said was probably his best player all week, had a great first half.
He did. He's had to deal with a lot of serves because Lehigh's really tried to go through Lombard early. Interesting, though, because Celtics brought in with Knapp the other center back, and it's really 1v1 out wide. They really haven't been able to get at him.
There was a yellow card shown. Lombard, the forward for LVU, received the punitive action. Those are the happenings of the first half. Still 0-0, Lehigh Valley, Baltimore Celtic. Next 45-minute second half kickoff is coming up. Still halftime here. Field 1 at the Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex. 0-0 between Baltimore Celtic and Lehigh Valley. We're going to take a look at some of the first half statistics between these two sides. They're obviously created a goal, but had a couple of corners each way, a couple of attacking free kicks each way. But again, you know, like we've been talking about, not trying to beat the dead horse, but the back lines for these two teams have been very solid, and it's been tough for either attack to get going.
Absolutely. I think other than a couple of times you've been able to these teams have been able to spring themselves wide, the Sixes have really killed attacks. You've really got numbers behind the ball, force people into patient or being impatient. And early, you saw a lot of service that was high over the top, and once they settled down and split, but again, you're right, not a lot of fouls, not a lot of corner kicks, not a lot of anything.
Well, we got a special treat here for you at the half. We're going to send you off to learn a little bit about the history of the U.S. Open Cup.
It was 1935, the year that Elvis and Sandy Koufax were born. It was a year of many firsts, including the first NFL draft, the first Monopoly board game went on sale, Social Security began, and Babe Ruth hit his last home run. In addition to these milestones, the National Junior Challenge Cup was founded in 1935, offering a youth competition for young men in the United States. The cup was later named the James P. McGuire Cup, after the late U.S. soccer president, who himself was quite a standout in his earlier days, winning the U.S. Open Cup in 1929. McGuire would lead U.S. soccer and earn an international reputation as an excellent leader.
The Jim McGuire Cup was started in 1935. It was the only cup that the United States Soccer Federation had for youth players. And it was a very good competition, and I can tell you, I mean, it was the highlight of my soccer career to be a champion in 1954.
This storied cup, now the oldest trophy in youth sport.
It has a history, it has a meaning, I think it has tradition. So I think it's extremely important for our competitions, for all the age groups that kind of emulate the McGuire Cup.
Winning the McGuire Cup is huge, just because all that history that comes along with the oldest trophy in youth sports period, that's really big for us.
Who will write their name in the next chapter of the storied McGuire Cup?
Back with you for the second half of the Boys National Championship, the under-19 division here at the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. It's 0-0 to score between Baltimore Celtic and Lehigh Valley. Let's get to the second half kickoff. Coach, you got anything to say to these two teams? What would you be telling your bunch on either side?
I said if I'm Lehigh, I said, you know what, we have to get some numbers into attack. I think we can really take advantage of some things out wide, you know, with the way that they're defending our target. If I'm Celtic, you know, it's completing one more pass in the final third. I think we're getting guys in and behind. We've got to join. We've got to really sit them in, because Lehigh will sit in behind us if we give them a chance.
Second half kickoff. Here we go. 45 minutes to decide it. And then if we can't, we'll play some more.
Oh, extra soccer. Hopefully not. Let's see some goals.
Lehigh Valley, opening kick. They're going to attack straight away. Play down the field for Houlihan. Here's Stitz. Now Adams. Adams is run into from behind. It was Dragisics. Got into his back, and free kick in opposing territory for LVU.
The pressure for the coach, right? What did I say at halftime? What kind of effect am I going to have? Right? Did Lehigh get a kick in the pants there? I mean, that's a bright and quick start.
Forrest lining up. Here's the delivery. Now Stitz has a little bit of space. Tried to play it downfield for Peterson, too far out in front. Now here's Lala. Got Oren inside for Peterson. Got a good tackle out there.
Again,
Flowers
Lehigh.
turned over.
Sorry, Coach. Lehigh, great getting guys behind the ball again. You finally see a little bit more patience out of Celtic. You know, it's going to be another chess match, the way they're set up already.
Dragisics. Cut it back for Stitz. Briggs. Cross. Denied by Adams. Out for a throw.
You also see the mentality of each coach. Celtic, great. We'll bring Stitz into the false nine, extremely false nine. Great turn.
Stitz with the right foot sprays it wide. It was a half chance, and Stitz made a meal out of it.
A little bit, but you know that's why he keeps dropping in looking for that space. You know, with that kind of technique in and around, half a chance will do. Whereas you'll see, Lehigh said, you know what, Lombard, we're going to take the chance. You're going to beat these two guys.
But already, I think you can see the way Lehigh Valley started straight from the kickoff. Celtic very direct in attack. There's a little change of tactics here in the second half. Not so tight at the back, and we're just going to control the game.
It looks like everybody's looking for that transition moment. Can we come out early, catch them on the break, overextending themselves? But again, though, you need diagonal balls for that. You know, route one is really difficult because that's usually where people recover into first.
You used that word transition. That was one of the words that Mike Gorney used. He said, you know, if things are going well for us, we're transitioning well, moving the ball from stage to stage. And I think that's really been the trouble for both of these teams so far, is finding those alleys to pass, moving the ball from defense to midfield to up front. They've just been broken up along the way.
Absolutely. You'd say Coach got 50% success rate. Transition to defense, fantastic. Transition to attack, there we go. We're going to give you a C- on that one. But hopefully this half will open up.
Throw in for Flowers. There's Houlihan. Adams with the high ball. Just hangs up in the wind and eventually out for a goal kick.
You really expect wide play. We saw this in the first half, in this corner specifically. Players look like it's the black hole down there for service. Get down around, put it down, and whip it. I know it's late, but you're playing for the national championship, right?
Sure.
That's got to be worth an extra half step and something played in.
Well, also in the wind, I mean, I would assume you don't want to play those high looping balls over the top, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking for something whipped. You're looking for something that you can control, right? Especially with the center back, the quality of center backs that you're playing against. You know. Lehigh content to let him play out of the back here.
Missed touch from Lala. Houlihan with it. Evans. Good touch inside for Berger. Berger, a lot of space in the midfield. Looks for Lombard, but guess who? Brandon Knapp steps in and breaks it up. It's a challenge from Dominic Flowers that
he got bailed out a bit there.
Yeah, he sent Cam Oren sprawling to the turf.
You know, if on that counterattack, if Adams can get in behind here, you know, that's going to be something that's telling. But, you question his legs because he's looking at it like, Coach, I don't know if I've got – it's not the 40 forward. He knows he's got to go 60 back. But that foul, though, that's a bit generous. Our referee's done a great job controlling the game and sorting this out, but a bit nice there.
Taken quickly. Knapp and Nolan working together. Knapp driving at the defense. Knapp. Not sure if he was trying to shoot or trying to cross. Either way, it ends up behind.
He might be surprised because Adams pushed him inside. I don't know if Adams was expecting a second defender to come up, but, I mean, he had to be. I mean, his eyes probably got too big.
Sure.
I haven't gotten that chance in about 6 years.
I think that's one of those where if it goes in the net, oh, yeah, it's definitely a shot. And if it finds someone's head, certainly a cross.
Yeah, he had visions of Nigel Winterburn running through his head, right? There we are. Double dribble.
Handball's the call. It'll be a free kick in LVU territory to Celtic.
Both teams' things are just a little bit quicker, and you can see these little errors start to come out with the pace.
It's Nolan with players advanced for Celtic, using this as an opportunity to attack the goal. Played in. Zach Barrett got there. And now Houlihan trying to break out.
That's a good battle.
Braden Wise coming across. He wins it for Celtic. That is good tracking from Braden Wise.
Braden did an excellent job recovering.
Now here's a through ball. John Peterson running on. Corner of the box. Skips past the defender. Browdingham there to clear it out. Comes right back. Hendricks. Now the game's opening up. And the through ball just didn't quite have the right weight on it. Cam Oren had checked up.
Absolutely. You see the value of the slipped ball rather than the dumped ball. You know, you have a guy with the ball at his feet running at guys in the box. But again, Celtics got to get more than one other player in there. They're asking a lot of that one attacker. I'd also say on set pieces, what Celtics are missing height-wise, to put it in against the trees, you'd think that they'd organize themselves for a second ball attack or something out wide.
Here's Knapp.
Oh, my.
Briggs played it in. Peterson couldn't quite settle it as he wanted to, and it's a goal kick.
Lehigh's riding some fortune right here, letting balls bounce through their box. You know, again, good service, be dangerous, put it in there, right? Again, function over fashion. But if I'm the Lehigh coach, you know, I've got to have a word with my center backs. You can't just retreat. We've got a goalkeeper for the 6. You guys get out and own some space.
Dylan Smith, who didn't have a ton to do in that first half. It's drawing closer to his time, it seems. Lombard.
And he's got to be careful, coach. He's on a yellow, something like that. Referee has an itchy trigger finger. We're in trouble.
Nabil Ben Salah having a little chat with Lombard before he awards this free kick. As you said, Lombard drew that yellow card late in the first half, and here's the replay. Ooh, just a little kick out, kind of.
We'll give him the excuse of being a little clumsy here, right? That wasn't purposeful.
Played ahead for Oren. Oren in behind.
Oh, what a fantastic
bounce didn't do him any favors.
His first touch let him down. A little bit too big, but that space in behind, those center backs aren't dealing with it. You notice both center backs stayed very central. He's asking a lot of their right back.
Foul given. It's Lombard taken down by Braden Wise. And it'll be a free kick in an advanced position. Now for LVU to take. It will move some bodies forward.
Lombard just cannot help but be in the mix. You love it. You love it for the big man that he is doing that work.
There's some players that are magnets for contact. And, you know, some guys seek it out and some it just seems to happen to them.
He's doing both.
He's doing both.
He's doing both.
Here's the delivery from Forrest. right where it needs to be. Headed up, bouncing around in the box. Finally cleared up and out by Decisive. And Cam Horn with a great touch. He's going to send this along. John Peterson racing down the wing. Peterson. And he couldn't win the battle with Berger. The second war is won. And then a shot from distance skids along the turf from Lala. Here's Hendricks. Adams. Man down for Celtic. And LVU does the sporting thing and plays it out.
Good sportsmanship. Berger got exposed a little bit there on that counterattack. You saw that look on his face a little bit like, oh.
Peterson's quick.
Yes. And it, you know, he got his feet caught up and took a trip. I think someone just got stepped on over there. Everybody wants a card for everything.
It was Hendricks, the man down. Upset about whatever treatment he got over there.
Flowers out here on the right is really being asked some questions, you know, and that run in between the center backs in the space. And you really like what Celtic has done. They put Peterson at the 9 now and have really given Stitz a free roll as he's pushed out wide.
And now Oren finding some space again. Here's Peterson cutting across the field. He's got Briggs on the overlap. Briggs will win it back.
What you love about that run from Briggs is that takes legs from Adams. Again, look at him. He's stretching, maybe some cramps. The war of attrition has started.
How long before we start seeing substitutions, you wonder? That's the next question.
And you have to be calculated.
Cross in, easily dealt with by Smith. Read it all the way.
Smith, definitely the more confident of the two keepers. We saw a little 6s and 7s at the other end on that last big service.
That service made Adam Mazzell kick the tent leg over here, right down below us. He was none too pleased. Flowers puts it out.
I think as Flowers is trying to protect Adams, and in that space is taken dense, he's opening the space between him and the center backs. The Celtics really pushing into there.
Browningham with a good tackle. And it could slide in by Moyer. Browningham got Lombard in some space, but my goodness. Broken up again at the back. Ball from Stitz didn't go anywhere.
You know, hopeful ball, you wish they'd start to overhit some of these balls in the final third.
Now Lombard. Browningham. Brandon Knapp, I'm telling you what, that young man is having himself a day at the center back position.
He is. And it's not only with his legs, he's there, he's smart, he's a thinker, and he's in the positions he needs to be early.
Yeah, he's not just running around like a wild man. He's making very calculated moves, and it's led him to be where the ball is almost every time Lehigh Valley comes forward.
And the other thing technically he does is most of the times he wins the ball, it's a pass. You know, very, very Cannavaro-esque.
Here, a touch from Berger gives the throw in to Celtic. Stitz wins the second ball. Has to play it down the wing to Oren. Oren wasn't looking for it.
You wonder how many sprints he has, to be fair.
Early on in that first half, he was up and down the wing. Here in the second half, he's been doing the same thing. And you saw just a minute ago John Peterson saying, hey, get him out, sub him, bring us on somebody else. Inside for Hendricks. Lala has it taken away by Browdigham. Flowers nearly lost it. May yet still. Now Stitz with a chance to cross. Pushed out by Dylan Smith. And a shot by Dragisic from distance is just over the bar. Oh, I thought that was going to dip.
That's great. That's great confidence, good composure. Unlucky, it lifts it over the ball. But you see Stitz just so dynamic, coming from deeper spaces. Sometimes he gets in behind, and he really forced a great decision from the keeper to come out and punch that one.
And a strike from Dragisic. Just elevate your blood pressure half a point.
It does. In what you just saw there, when they come and press, Celtic came with 3 players, shut the ball down, and it's never the first guy that wins the ball. It's always that second or third challenge that comes in. Really great stuff out of the back.
Hendricks. Space starting to open up in the midfield now for Celtic when they are in possession. Here's Houlihan, finds Evans.
Really a fan of Hendricks. Yesterday I was watching not only his play, but that moulet that he has working, the curly moulet.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, that's some sexy stuff right there.
We're past an hour in this match. Still no breakthrough. Evans trying to find one through to Lombard. It's tracked by Nolan. Out into touch. It'll be a throw in. And this is where Lombard comes in to make the long throw.
Again, you have your 9, right? Lombard's involved. He's done that work. Right now, though, hands on his knees. 15 minutes into the second half here, he's doing all of that work. Does that keep them from being more effective in the run of play?
As we've talked about how grueling this tournament is. Games on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
Throw-ins have gone from inside the 6 to now just the outside of the 6.
Essentially 5 games in the span of 6 days if you make it to the championship.
And what you're dealing with, where you've played in the evening and now 2 games in the morning.
Yes.
Body screaming. Makes sense to me.
Adams looking for Flowers in the corner. Flowers gets right side of his man. And a foot stomp, not called a foul. Flowers comes up a little bit lame.
Looked like he actually kicked the foot of the defender there on that one. What's telling about that, though, is Adams didn't take his first touch into that defender. You know, he's feeling it. And now we're in a interesting place transition-wise. If Celtic can win it, we have Flowers above our friend Adams here. Who do we want really defending?
Here's Oren. Adams with a good foot as Oren was going by. Headed back in by Briggs. Dragisic. Lala plays it out for Wise. Wise with plenty of room to cross. To the far post. Had Oren out there, but Smith up strong to intercept it.
To be fair, Adams did a great job holding off the attacker in the box there. Really good job planting himself, not letting him get off the ground and challenge the keeper.
Smith taking his time to play this one out of the back. Houlihan heads it straight up in the air. Wins the second ball himself. Comes forward for Lombard. Now Adams. Lombard cutting to the middle. Too far out in front for Houlihan to get there. Flowers to Browdigham. Lombard looked like he wasn't really expecting that ball in. It's out for a goal kick.
A little hopeful, right? A little hopeful. You see Adams trying to solve problems. He's working hard. You had to give the young man credit. I mean, he's He's fighting. He's fighting his body, fighting the clock here to continue to be effective. But you look at the 10 and the 8 here for Lehigh. Can they continue to put that shift in? Because if Berger ends up having to do more and more on his own, Celtic's going to start to enjoy this game.
Adam Mazzell just asked Cam Oren on this near side for one more good run. So dig deep, one more good run. So you know that his body is starting to let him down a little bit too. Ball into Browdigham. It's eventually pulled out by Briggs. Now here's Oren. Oren on the turn. Flowers puts a body in, wins the throw. Now the substitution coming as Cam Oren will make his way to the bench. And it is Jason Butler back on. He saw him in the first half. Had some good defensive plays more than in the attack did Butler. A couple of nice recovery runs from that wing spot.
Yeah, he's really going to have to add the other half of his game.
There's Adams trying to get forward. Brandon Knapp, as he's been all day, right in there to break it up. Now a good 1-2 combination. Here's Berger with the cross. Looking for Lombard. Nolan heads away. Houlihan with an opportunity. Out to Browdigham. Browdigham over to Evans, and Evans retreats the attack just ever so slightly. Forrest. Blocked on the way in and cleared.
You really see Lehigh with this thing getting a chance to sit on Celtic a little bit.
Good touch by Stitz. He tries to find Butler. It's Bailey Moyer.
He'll want that one back.
Just got it too close to Bailey Moyer for him not to play it.
Berger's run, that's the best cross we've seen in this half. And was dangerous.
An awkward turn. Looked like he tripped on the ball more than anything, but he's given a foul.
I think as Berger's recovering, he maybe grabbed hold a little bit, but you're right. Not a lot in that foul.
It's John Nolan. It's given away. Now Lombard. He'll run down Dragisics. But it comes back to basket. He's able to bang it out. Forrest. Now Berger. Berger reverses course, finds some room. Only as far as Wise though, and it's coming back the other way with Celtic.
You see Berger's trying to solve the problem himself. Attack a little space. Is Lehigh's trying to find those moments in the game. When do I rest? When do I get in? Tough to rest in the final third though.
Certainly. Stitz. Played wide for Butler. Flowers there. Jason Butler crossed in. Comes back to Briggs. Cleared away as far as Lala. Looked for a moment like he was going to put it back in. Instead over to Dragisics.
You know, every little pass though, you see Houlihan just running and running.
Briggs to Stitz. Stitz with some space, the shot blocked.
That's a fantastic block.
Zach Barrett.
But you've got to ask Zach Barrett, why are you standing 5 yards off Stitz there in the box? I mean, you've got their leading goal scorer, ball at his feet at the 6 or at the 12. Oof.
Those distances are just getting stretched a little bit as this game rolls on. Berger clears away that corner. Here's Houlihan. Evans. Lombard, who had been back to defend the corner, picked the ball up in his own half. Browdigham Leaves for Adams. It's off the foot of Briggs into touch.
And as Brodigan comes, he's looking at him, hey, are we getting forward? Are we getting forward? You wouldn't even mind if Adams said, hey, let's keep it and go around the other way.
Briggs out for Adams. Flowers out for Adams, rather. Excuse me.
Good turn.
Houlihan. Little shimmy. Gissix didn't buy it. Now played through. Lombard getting to the end line. Tried to cut it back. Good stop there. Luke Briggs.
Now the nuance of Lombard to stay out of the attack, join late, and be available for that's something you can't buy in a player. Just the ability not to play every moment while he challenges everything, but to stay out.
These are the moments where you get beyond the 70th minute. Nobody's really had an attacking moment. This is where I think the frustration can start to build a little bit. And it takes a mature and together team to really overcome that. This header in, just wide of the post.
Another corner. Again, proper service. Finally it's coming in, and I think you're right. You've got that discipline. We start to fray a little bit. We're feeling it. The moment starts to creep in. Our opponent starts to lean on us a little bit. You wonder. A Houlihan, who looks old school, socks halfway down.
Yeah, there you go.
You love that. And another set piece set up.
Are we forced to deliver from the other side? This one taken short and delivered in. Oh, Browdigan, so close. And it's out for another corner.
What a great defense. Nolan there with the ball off. A little bit of movement in the box. It's so dangerous in that service again. Finally, balls are getting across and getting whipped rather than these floaters. This is, if we get one more whipped on you, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually get a shot on target here.
Haven't had much to get loud about yet, Coach. I need a moment.
The game's begging. The game's begging.
Here's Forrest to deliver. This one popped up by Hendricks. Headed out. Looking ahead for Peterson. Peterson turning on those jets, but Flowers looking just every bit as quick.
Very great recovery under pressure.
Clash of heads in the midfield. It's Browdigan and Lala came together.
You got to have a stop here. Brain injuries are the last thing we want. I think it's just a simple knock.
They'll both be assessed. Nabil Ben Shala. He has to do his duty, and his duty is to protect the players on the pitch, sometimes even from themselves. So
Absolutely.
He will send both John Peterson and Luke Browdigan to the side. They will be assessed. So,
fortunately, both teams are able to have a free sub here as these players get evaluated, but both players are clearly frustrated. But safety first.
And McDonald will come on as he did in the first half to play in the center mid. We'll take a look and see if we can get a look. And yeah, both guys after that collision just come up with a hand on the back of the head.
Obviously, we're hoping nothing terrible.
Luke McMahon comes in for Lehigh Valley. He did have a goal in this tournament. Coming off the bench. And we'll have a drop ball situation.
Coach, the story over here, the trainer's an interesting one.
These can be dreadful.
Oh, gosh. The joust. And we'll see them both come right back on.
And now they're both being substituted right back on. So very quick substitutions as Lala and Browdigan off the pitch for 25 seconds.
Good to see. Better safe than sorry. Glad these players get to continue to compete in this. Especially as Browdigan's been such a difference in the game. What he's done here on the right's been pretty fantastic.
Basket out to collect on the long delivery.
Oh, come on, big man. You're all right. Rubbin is racing.
There's Lala.
There we are. You look, both teams, you hear the coaches saying, keep the ball moving, keep the ball moving. Oh, that's a great feint in turn.
Peterson inside for Stitz. Stitz with a good touch. Now wide for Wise. Braden Wise. And a good tackle from behind by Houlihan to pick his pocket.
Interesting Wise didn't hit the end line to get one across there. He loves to come back to his left, though.
Just back out to Knapp. Knapp surveying. Stitz out wide. Briggs kept it in.
These moments are where Celtic has really excelled at keeping the ball around and in the final third, forcing Lehigh to work side to side, up and back.
There's Hendricks. And his pass a little bit offline. It's out for a goal kick. There's an interesting story about this Baltimore Celtic team. About half the team played against the other half of the team in the private school championships in Maryland. It was back on November 4th. Loyola Blakefield defeated McDonough 7-6 on penalties. And after that is when they brought this group together, just a couple of days after that private school championship game. And Coach Mazzell said, you know, a lot of these guys didn't want to be around each other when we brought this team together, and look where they are now.
Absolutely. And you know what that does? It's that first instinct is you're still in fight mode. But the other thing you know about your new teammates is you can trust them because they can compete at a championship level. And that's probably why they've been able to get to this point.
And the foul call against Hendricks brings moans from that Baltimore Celtic bench. And I think Dawson Berger staying down a little bit, perhaps for effect.
A little for effect, but again, the guys are tired. You know, a little bit of clumsy on both players. And you see Berger's not upset with him.
No. There's a good chance for him to just have a breather.
All of us.
Just Barrett advancing, looking for Adams. It's knotted inside for Nolan to track down. Lombard gets in front of it, but basket there.
You'd wonder if you're Lehigh, if they're going to let your center backs come and serve, why not take advantage of that a little bit, especially these last 15 minutes?
Butler, sneaky down the wing. He's got Flowers watching him. Cuts to his right. Stitz out for Hendricks. Hendricks trying to serve it to the far post. Peterson hangs off, wins the second ball.
Again, the metronome of keeping the ball in the third. You look at Houlihan running, trying to cover space. Every step is going to be a difference here at the end.
Now this is becoming a more familiar sight. Celtic with the ball. LVU packed in at the back.
Don't get me wrong, it's effective. They've created a problem that is pretty difficult to solve, but you've still got to do the work to get pressure on the ball. Otherwise, you're going to face service after service after service.
And the pass from Dragicic, a little too hot for Peterson, and now LVU with a chance to relieve some of that pressure. But you've got 10 of the 11 players for Lehigh Valley within 35 yards of their own goal.
What you'd really like to see at the turn is have a hit from distance. You know, right there, they're dragged in. I say, why not? When we talked about the traffic and what the keepers had to deal with in the past, maybe that's the time, and that might be the difference here if Celtics to get a goal.
Just past the 80-minute mark. It's a throw-in to Baltimore Celtic. It's a different team, of course, but Celtic, as a club, are the defending under-19 champions. Here's Lala. Out wide for Wise.
You really see Celtic pushing guys forward because they haven't been punished on the counter.
And it's turned over. Lombard, but he's all alone up there. All alone might be good enough as Hale Lombard running at the defense. But Brandon Knapp with another stellar tackle. Berger.
Now can Lehigh show the same patience? Can they make Celtic work?
Flowers to Adams. Adams with the delivery. It was only ever intended for basket.
And again, you're asking him, can it be whipped or can you run at him? Uh-oh.
Up in the air from Moyer. Stitz will have a chance to track this down. To Butler. Moyer across. Now Moyer just dribbling up the wing. He's been given some space. Gets it to Lombard. Continues his run.
Here's the danger. You've got a center back, slow in recovery. Can you get at them? Berger's done a great job taking up his spot in the back line. The answer to that one was no. Well done, Lehigh.
There's Lala. Over to Dragisics. Butler. Now Stitz. Briggs had gotten across Adams, but a good recovery there. And Adams clipped on his way back.
Butler a little late, coming through to recover. Nice
Played
ball
ahead
in.
for Peterson. He lets Stitz down with the pass. Browdigham loses possession. And a foul given.
So as a player, you're a little frustrated because I've just come through and won a ball on his poor touch. But again, safety. The set piece, though, again, can they whip it in on the keeper on this, or can they expose something? Because I'm not sure if it's other than at the back post, past the trees, that they're going to be very effective here.
A wind blowing across the field in that direction, so you're going to be fighting back into the wind with this delivery. Kept it down. Headed on, over the bar! Oh my goodness, Dragisics had a golden opportunity.
That is a peach of a save. Absolutely. You know, before that, and I was saying service, I had no idea Lehigh was not going to mark anybody.
Dylan Smith.
I mean,
watch this.
4 players in the box without defenders touch tight. Lehigh gambling.
Corner to come. Hendricks, the delivery, right to the far post. Smith jumped but let it go. It's a goal kick. And that man right there, Dylan Smith, just saved the scoreline from changing.
Absolutely. Hey, going down in a game like this in the 85th minute, I mean, does a great job being patient, not coming out, and just enough.
What I like is the 2 steps back he took when the ball bounced. He didn't, just plant his feet and wait for something to happen. He said, okay, I've got to recover here. Got back, and that gave him enough time to get that fingertip up and push it over.
Absolutely. He's not a Peter Shilton. He's got somebody that can move a little bit.
Houlihan. It's cleared out. Dragisics. Barrett, Berger, Evans. It's turned over. Wise will play it ahead. Some exchange of possession here. As Stitz with a great back heel. Peterson running on into space.
Stuff.
He's got Butler at the far post. Played in. Off the defender. It's a corner.
Nothing like a little bit of magic to unlock the door there. Well, Stitz being creative, doing the opposite of what he's done all day, giving him a chance to run in. You love to see that out of the big man. But you'd hope, though, Berger with that first ball in, it's continuing with the play rather than staying, because they're, if you'll notice, about 30-yard gap in the midfield now.
Corner. Far post. Headed down by Decisive. He wants another corner, and he's going to get it.
Going to say that went off Lombard there.
Have a look. Yeah, it just might have. Hendricks, the delivery. Pushed up at the far post, and it's a goal kick.
Service, 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 all the way around for both teams. Really now, the question is what kind of instructions are going to come from the bench for these last couple minutes and extra time?
Yeah, past the 87th now.
Do you try to push and nick one, or do you say, you know what, let's play another 30?
Collision. Adams running through, tries to get it to Houlihan. Basket well off his line. Collects out near the top of the box.
Again, Houlihan, I need that kid's gas tank for my life. He runs and runs.
I just want half of it.
He's at the top of the box.
You and I can split it.
Exactly. And live another 50 years.
Yeah, that's right. He has been running and running and running. Now Houlihan in some space. Out wide for Adams. Proudigham to Houlihan. And Houlihan's service is, well, if we're honest, not very good.
No. Well, and again, legs off balance. But he and Brodigan have really taken over where you've seen Lombard kind of try to find some space.
Butler controls the long ball ahead. Hendricks on the inside. Peterson running ahead of him. Opts for Stitz out to the left. Stitz from distance. That wasn't far off.
Again, you wonder what a few more of those would have done. But again, as we look at the possibility of overtime, and he is not under pressure. The difference right now for me, as Lehigh attacks, Celtic's in their face, and they're pushing. When Celtic attacks, Lehigh's happy to sag back. And to be fair, they haven't been punished, but will they be?
Substitution for Lehigh Valley. Reed Sturza coming on. He's committed to play at Vermont at the next level.
Fantastic athlete. Come on in. You'll notice Flowers here on this side and Adams too. Adams has said, I'm committed to winning this game. Mr. Flowers, you got to sort yourself out.
Flowers has to bang it away. Houlihan misjudged his jump. Hendricks wins it out of the air. Misplayed the ball to Stitz and then ran into Adams.
Again, nothing in it. Let play continue.
We've had the 90. Fourth officials board is up. We have 1 minute of stoppage time here in the second half. So just 60 seconds to try and steal one at the end and win that McGuire Cup, or we go to an extra 30 minutes.
To be fair, the ball's been in play.
It has. There's been very little stoppage at all. Peterson striding ahead, past one defender. Adams is there, takes the contact and wins it. But Lala comes back, regains possession for Celtic. Peterson back to his right foot. He'll take the shot. And Dylan Smith all over it.
these last 10 minutes, you've seen Celtic finally start to take some hits from distance.
Nabil Ben Salah has to be getting close now to time. Perhaps one more attack for Lehigh Valley. Here's Houlihan. Out wide for Sturza. Lombard. Played it off. Knapp.
Oh my.
Then it's sent out right to the feet of Houlihan, who can chip it back in. Lombard was in an offside position. Couldn't go for the ball. And that whistle is full time. Still zeros. Neither team able to break the deadlock through 90 minutes of play. And after a grueling week, the 5th match in 6 days, we're going to play some extra.
To be fair, these boys, while you can see them, the wear and tear, they're fighting. That spirit, the reason they got here, the whole point, they love the spirit. But again, the bench is going to make the difference.
And essentially, in the second half, each team made one substitution.
Yeah, you don't, as a coach, you don't want to take your difference makers off the field. You say, you know what, we're going to win or lose with those guys. And I would bet you everything I had in my pocket right now that every player would feel the same way. Well, a Lombard, there's no chance you're leaving the field. A Stitz, there's no chance you're leaving the field. Houlihan, Berger, these guys. It's really been exciting to see these guys solve the problem. But again, Lehigh, with their idea of defending, just get numbers behind the ball, and we don't think they can break us down, whereas Celtic is a little bit more high pressure as you get in their final third. Can both those things continue to work is the question.
So now we go into the extra time scenario. 2 15-minute halves. We play the whole thing no matter what happens. And, you know, the train keeps rolling, and both of these teams equally tired. We've seen the legs go here late in the match, but boy, to find a winner at this stage would be truly special. We hope that we will be able to provide one for you here on the other side of the break from the Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex, Lehigh Valley, Baltimore Celtic, the national championship. We're going extra time. Extra soccer upcoming. On to extra time in the boys under 19 national championship final here at the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. Lehigh Valley, Baltimore Celtic, unable to break the deadlock through 90 minutes. We got 30 more to go. What is this situation like, Coach? As I ask you, Coach Nate Hauser, what is this situation like when you're in a championship event and you know now you got to play some more?
Well, one, you're preaching discipline because you want to always have the opportunities to succeed and get a win. Two, you're asking guys to continue to be brave and try. We can't sit in. And then third, you're saying, hey, every fight and every run in practice, every extra 5 minutes, every hard thing we've done was for this moment. Can you reveal that and bring that out of yourself?
Lehigh Valley back onto the pitch with what looks like, as we're looking it over, that same starting lineup that they came out with. Celtic out onto the pitch as well with their starters, minus Cam Oren. Now Cam Oren is back out there. I thought that they would have brought him off, but he's come back out. Cam Oren, who was substituted in the second half, back out here for the first half of extra time.
And Mr. Flowers does not want to see him come back.
And they had some foot races down that wing.
And it will be interesting to see who separates first, right? Are we going to get the same push we got at the beginning of the second half? And if we do, those spaces to open up, and there's a lot of room to play. Who does that?
Of course, two very experienced head coaches here. Mike Gorney for LVU He is a longtime FC Delco coach. Actually won a national title on this very field 6 years ago, here at Field 1 at the Overland Park Soccer Complex. But today he's going to take at least 30 more minutes if Coach Gorney wants to repeat the feat.
You know what? He said, if that's all it takes, I'll take it.
We're underway here, first half of extra time, 15 minutes, and then we'll have a break. Flip forward, Luke McMahon. So not the actual starting lineup for Lehigh Valley. Luke McMahon is in there.
Something we haven't seen is Forrest get around like that all game. He stayed home and pretty disciplined.
McMahon is in there for the center forward, Hale Lombard. So perhaps just giving him a break here and bring Lombard on in the second half of extra time. But it's Luke McMahon at the top of the formation for Lehigh Valley right now.
I think you saw those last 15 minutes, Lombard kind of drifted out of the game a little bit. So, yeah, a little extra rest may do.
Put ahead to the feet of McMahon. Now out wide, here's Adams. Adams trying to play a ball in, but Brandon Knapp, great positioning once again, there to deny the cross.
That's the mentality for Adams we've been missing the whole second half. Run at somebody.
Picked up by Lala. Now down the wing, here's Oren. Bailey Moyer got there, but Oren able to play one across. Peterson with the shot, sliding block from guess who, Dawson Berger. Haven't called his name in a little while, but just came up in a big moment right there.
Great recovery run. Unfortunately, the referee used his head there. The ball rolled up on his arm a little bit. Clearly not a handball. Great to see him do that the right way.
Briggs kept it alive. Oren doing battle with Flowers over there, and he might have won the battle, but he lost out to Nabil Ben Salah as the foul's called.
Yeah, great recovery. You might be wondering, could we have taken that first time rather than take that touch and cut it back? Ifs and buts.
Looks like he might have had just enough space to do so. But then it's also a confidence thing.
Well, you're on a 35-yard run, tee it up, you've got 9 thoughts that go through your head sometimes instead of just the one. A little bit more time with each time it goes out. Players take that rest, get set up.
Peterson chipped ahead. Ball floated up. Nobody there to get on the end of it for Celtic. McMahon heads down. Adams goes down in the box. Bill Ben Salah waves it off.
I think you're going to have to bring out the hammer, the chisel, and the axe for a penalty today.
There's a foul given.
The other thing with the change for Lombard, you're dealing with a whole different type of player, a different mentality, different set of skills, and really that could be a thing that throws center backs off, especially even if Lombard comes back on. You know, how do they adjust?
It's almost like in baseball when you bring in the flamethrower after you've got the guy that's throwing the curveballs. Here's a shot on goal, and it's in!
The substitute.
The substitute, Luke McMahon, from the delivery.
We were just talking about how that difference in player, finding a couple different spaces. What a composed finish.
In the 94th minute, in extra time, Luke McMahon off the bench. First time out of the air.
Flicked
puts
on,
it into the side net.
It looks like a short service. You switch off at the back post a little bit. He doesn't stop. Fantastic.
No pure emotion when he turns around after that ball goes into the net.
Anytime you think you may have won the national championship, and now look at him. Oh, you can't stop him. What will this do to the game? Do you get the chances are we're going to get one in the next 5 minutes? Is it for Celtic, or does Lehigh pile on?
Yeah, that's the question. Does Celtic overextend themselves and give up an opportunity? Again, these two teams met in the group stage. They were in the same group. Each lost a match in the group stage. LVU was the winner.
Hey, let's go! Dig deep, Black! Here we go!
Set piece. Set piece.
Here it comes. Delivered in.
Good, Dylan! Well done, Dill!
Dylan Smith once again out to claim it.
You're going to see a little gamesmanship, a little patience now.
And again, it's not sudden death. We will play the full 30 of extra time, no matter what happens. Houlihan. And he's whistled for the foul. Peterson touched inside. Then one gets away from him, Browdigham on the end. Adams. Down into the corner. Browdigham cutting back to the left. Top of the box for Evans. Shaped it wrong.
That ball out of the back has been there all day with no pressure on the center backs. You're really asking a lot of your whole defense, especially your wide backs, to defend the whole field. It'd be interesting again as Celtic changes their formation. Do they bring a center back off? Do they throw somebody up front? A lot of time. You know, we have a lot of time to go, but you know, there's definitely a couple questions they need to answer.
I want to go back to the goal a little bit. I mean, the delivery in it's kind of a nothing foul, 45 yards away from the goal, and that's what ends up.
And to be fair, not even good service. It had to be flicked.
Sure.
Another 20 yards. But again, it's that concentration discipline we said would be the difference. We had one player finish the play.
And that player was Luke McMahon. Hasn't seen the field much today. Got to start here in extra time, and talk about efficiency. He's made the most of his minutes on the field.
He needs to renegotiate the contract.
That's right. Now the mission for Celtic is to somehow find the equalizer. There's a foul against Evans. Wise roughly put to the deck.
Wise is starting to feel the game a little bit. He hasn't been forward as many times.
Stitz, Peterson, and Stitz is taken down. And now we've got a free kick for Celtic, and this one is dangerous.
Again, you did not hear any complaints.
Mike Gorney from the sideline just called for everybody back.
Yep. All hands on deck. It's
11 black shirts behind the ball.
Come on, Black, come on!
Look at the foul. Stitz just taken out.
One extra step by the defender, threw him a bit. Do you go for do you hit it on target here? I don't think service is an answer unless you've got a trick play, something you've got hidden from home.
Stitz and Decisive standing over it.
Be big here, Black. Be big. Let's go.
From the bench, you think this is going to be on target?
Both players are shaping up like they're going to hit it.
Come on, Black.
It's Stitz, driven low, right into the wall. Takes 2 more touches, gets past a couple of defenders, runs into a wall of black shirts. And now Houlihan to break out. He'll just play it along the ground and let his team recover.
He's going to want that back. In a wall, when you have such tall players, rarely are they going to jump and give you that one under the bottom.
Evans. Nolan off of Evans, out into touch.
It's those little moments that continue to feed Lehigh's energy. Not pretty. Go win the tackle. Go win a throw-in.
Here's Lala. Ahead for Peterson. Peterson taken away. It was Adams winning it.
You really imagine
Flowers on the far side.
That Peterson's as dynamic as he is, that he's the one that looks like he's going to unlock it, right? Stitz maybe on the end of it, maybe someone from deep, but Peterson's really looks to me from this game the difference. It needs to be the difference for Celtics to get back in it.
Now, flips one ahead. Now it's out to Evans. It's Berger into the corner. 2 Celtic defenders there. Berger avoids both.
Just a composed play by Berger. Get out, keep it.
Forrest. Oh, I got a foot out. Made the play. Here's Browdigham. Tried to play the crossfield pass. Didn't work out. Hendricks back to his feet with it. Now a long ball. Searching for Peterson, as you said. Really trying to work through him and let him create.
He's a little bit overhit it. Make the center backs face their goal.
Matthew Lala.
Good composure. Houlihan, if you look at him, an animal. Just running and running and running. Him, Browdigham, running. Berger, those 3, when you didn't think there was a lot in it, have buoyed everything about Lehigh Valley.
Breaks back to Peterson. Peterson on the left. Gets it back across the face of goal. The Evans header only comes to Lala. It's Braden Wise. Hendricks. The good turn, played through. Stitz. Stitz, right foot, cross to the far post. And it's cleared away, nobody there. Decisive to Hendricks. And it's given away.
Got to be selfless enough to run that box. Who's getting to the near post to open up the rest of the runs? Great ball in. Stitz doing the work.
Evans trying to
Lehigh's
catch
gonna
basket out of his own goal.
They're going to have a long extra time if they're already resorting to anywhere is good.
Anywhere will do. There's Nolan. Stitz. Pass from Stitz is offline. It sends Nolan all the way back.
The other thing you're looking for is Celtic to start to change the pace of their attack. Even with all the different, there have to be bursts of energy here. in the final third if they really want to break down this Lehigh defense.
Played through. He's looking for Oren. Oren and Peterson have switched sides, by the way. Peterson starting as the right winger, Oren the left, and now the substitution will be made. It's Cam Oren coming off the field. And it's Jason Butler for the third time.
And you're really hoping Butler can do a little bit more attacking-wise here. Even if it's second balls, come and attack and help us in.
Pad the 105. We'll get one more. 1 minute of extra time here. First half extra time just coming to a close. The big moment finally came. Luke McMahon off the bench from a restart about 45 yards away. Collects himself and puts it in the side net. 1-0, but Peterson end line driving across the face of goal. And Smith down to collect it.
You know, that's the moment to recreate, and that's the moment we asked. He took the extra touch towards the near post. Again, service, 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 service.
15 more minutes for Celtic. See if they can find an equalizer, or perhaps LVU. See if they can add one and secure it.
How do they stay composed, right? You've had the dream 15 minutes. The last 5, though, the teams look satisfied. And when you talk about, again, we mentioned it numerous times, but with your legs, can you just defend your half for 15 minutes? A Warrior says, absolutely I can. But the coach is saying, if we don't have to, let's not.
Sure.
Right?
It's also the old adage, they can't score if they don't have the ball. If you can possess.
Even if it's just 2 or 3 passes in a possession, that's that much work Celtics got to do to win it back, and it's going to take that energy from coming at you. Again, I'm interested to see the tactical change for Celtic. What will they do? They looked a little bit at the end there like a 1-2-4-4.
Yeah.
Is that going to be enough? I think they need a little bit more in the middle, a little something. Maybe you push one of the center backs, you stack them rather than have them next to each other. And does Lehigh put 3 in the back? Do they just say, you know what, we are going to sit in and sit on this?
The cool finish.
Very cool. Composed. And the keeper just stuck with that flick right there. He started in one place, no way to recover, and he ends up, as he comes, you hear in finishing school, back where it came from, and that's right where he finished it.
Well done. And now, as we sort of stride toward the mid-morning, sun growing higher in the sky, wind starting to die down a little bit, temperature increasing ever so slightly. We got 15 more minutes to play, and these young men have already laid it all on the line, and they're just trying to give a little bit more.
I think the elements are relaying what's going on the field. The temperature is rising.
It's rising.
It's all coming to a head. And now, notice Lombard is back in the game. He's had 15 minutes, 20 minutes now of a break. What will he be able to do? He was a handful to begin with. Especially if you risk it. If you take somebody out of the back now, you're playing roulette.
Still looks like the same lineup that ended the first half of extra time for Celtic. As you mentioned, Hale Lombard back out there, number 9, center circle. He had been center forward for this bunch throughout the whole tournament. It was Luke McMahon who came off the bench and scored that big goal.
You look at Celtic came out the same way. A little playing the first 15 or this next beginning the next 15 like it's regular part of the game.
Come on, keep working, keep working.
Wise plays it ahead for Stitz. Stitz, can he keep it in? He could not. And it's a throw-in.
Touch is a little heavy. It's all right. You know, all these players probably take about 90 seconds here to get back to game pace.
But 15 minutes, I mean, that's a pretty good chunk of time now. It's how do you keep, you know, if you're Adam Mazzell, how do you keep your players from going into that sort of launch it forward panic mode right away here in the last 15?
I really think you highlight the value of your passing, and you say, look what we've accomplished when we have put balls together, put it down, and connected. I'd say he'd have a harder time if they had zero success, but to be fair, the goal was almost against the run of it, possession-wise, if you look at what was going on.
Knapp inside for Stitz. Stitz finding a little bit of room. Gets around Houlihan. Peterson tried the flick turn.
You really hope Celtic, instead of running straight at the goal with their runners, they start to get across defenders, get lost a little bit, get that big chance.
Briggs back to Knapp. Knapp with the delivery. Good idea. Defense was wise to it. Lala sends one in. It's knocked up in the air by Bradby. Bounced around, came out. Lala, Hendricks. Knapp trying to throw one down in the corner. Didn't have enough hook.
You know, I think if I'm Celtic, I don't mind that bit of possession there, right? You know, again, do we want some different service? We want our runners to be a little bit more active. But you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. And what I really would love to see is if they're going to play it out of the back, we have to pressure. I say we, meaning Celtic. Every team's we for me, Coach.
There you go. Hendricks. Lala. Nolan pushing forward. He'll drive one towards goal. It was always to the outside.
A difference here is interesting. They brought Adams out, Bradby, as he's now the right midfielder. You notice him protecting Flowers a little bit, where Celtic was able to get into the space between Flowers and the center backs, or the space Adams wasn't able to get back into as he fatigued. I think that's gonna. It's a great change as far as blunting and taking up space.
That's the other substitution made by Lehigh. Ryan Bradby has come on for Patrick Adams at the right mid. Left outside for Peterson. Past the sliding challenge. Keeps it in. His low-driven cross cleared away by Barrett.
Again, you can hear the Celtic bench talk about runs. Very difficult to stand there and get hit with the ball, especially at this point in the game.
A long clearance downfield. Lombard wins the header. He could be in on goal. Hale Lombard to put it away. Save by Basket. What a job by the keeper from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Great composure by the keeper, right? Lombard did his job, kept it on target. We could have asked maybe for a little bit more from him, but the keeper was big, didn't jump out of the way.
Here's Peterson.
And oddly there, Lehigh allowed themselves to get spread out, and Peterson had a run at them. Maybe they were celebrating the goal early.
Lombard wins it again. He's got Bradby running on. Bradby into space. Bradby with a couple of cuts. Briggs with a good recovery run to get there. and deny Bradby an attempt. But now Lehigh a bit stretched. Celtic not able to take advantage. Browdigham.
You can
Happy with himself, Lala.
You can hear the Lehigh bench saying, hey, keep the ball moving. Brady getting caught with it at his feet. No need, big man. Let the ball do your work for you. Can they stay disciplined?
Knapp out to Briggs. Stitz. Briggs into the corner. Couldn't keep it.
Body language says everything now. A captain is going to raise him up. Celtic needs that. And you see the language. There's a little more pep in the step of the Lehigh players. Something
Under 9 minutes. Here's Stitz. Peterson takes off on a run. Sent back to Dragisics. Dragisics into some space. Looked like he had a moment. The shot saved by Smith.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 3 passes, 2 in the box. You really expect that to be a finish. Keeper, fantastic save.
I thought Dragisics was about to have a hit right there.
And you know what? Maybe the extra pass is unneeded. Maybe he should have hit that himself.
Results in a corner. Headed away. Comes out to Nolan. And then Houlihan takes it away. His touch takes him wide. He's got Barrett running down the middle. Browdigham in the middle. Lombard chasing back. Houlihan taking himself. He's trying to kill some time. And it's pushed out into touch.
Danger from the big man as he come. Love the legs to join the attack. But again, what decision are we making? Lombard, for sure, get your behind up there. But everybody else, hey, you know what?
Let's just hang out.
Yeah. I love it, though. That's what you love about young players and what they need. Go kill the game.
Yeah. He was wanting it, too. He wanted the ball. Zach Barrett he was thinking about putting the ball in the back of the net and putting this national championship game away. Lombard gets to the end line. Comes off a defender. He wins the corner.
And that's what I mean by kill it. I mean kill it off with a win, with another goal.
That's right.
Lombard dribbling up the line. Again, tired legs dealing with a skillful technical player.
Not to take this. Walking out.
You bet the change in your pocket. This is a short one, right? Nobody in the box.
That I'd say. I suppose.
It is 7 minutes, though, standing on it. There you go, here from the bench. Too early to.
The other piece that would contribute now to some heartbreak for Celtic is after they combined with Boston Bay's, Adam Mazzell took the team over. He's never actually won. His assistant in
Stitz.
Yeah, Stitz has won a few. But this was perhaps an opportunity for Adam Mazzell to put his name on a trophy. But you run into Mike Gordy, who knows how to get it done.
He's got a handful of them in his back pocket. And really, they said before the game, the Celtic team are put together. They're a little bit younger, and you have a number of college-age players here with Lehigh doing a job.
5 players on the roster already playing in college.
And to be fair, those are dog years between high school and college. Oh my goodness!
And Smith
call for a handball, possibly. He might have gotten away with one, Coach. as that ball trickled off his upper shoulder and onto the post.
That was cleared off the line.
And that's what you have to say with Coach Mizell. Like, your team has created opportunities to be in this game and win and score goals. Can they get over the edge?
But the game is a cruel mistress sometimes.
Yes, she is.
From the truck that it's off the line, came off the defender, off the post, off him again, and out. So it had 2 chances to go in. When he hit it off the pole, it was coming back into the goal. So
somebody's
Valley.
Somebody's been living right somewhere. But that's the difference in championship games.
Inches, millimeters.
And they always say, luck loves hard work.
And look at Houlihan. He's been working hard. Briggs bringing it forward. Less than 4 minutes remaining here in the second extra time. Peterson goes forward. Smith out to collect.
Coach is asking for some bigger service here. He understands. Further from goal, the better, especially as we get into the last few minutes.
Substitution to come. LVU will send on Reed Sturza once again. Bryce Evans is going to come off. Left mid.
This extra time has flown by for us.
You talk about body language. The 2 benches so different right now. Everybody up, looking very tense, tight, nervous. You look over at LVU, nobody can stand still. Everybody's sort of milling around, got that nervous energy, ready to explode.
They're trying to share their energy. Hey, come on, you can run. You hear that voice, like you said, posture. And for these, you get that resigned stance in your step. You're nervous.
Thrown ahead by Sturza. Lombard still running. Basket way off his line to clear it.
You now have Mr. Knapp in the front line.
Brandon Knapp has moved up, become the attacking. Not sure if we got a handball call here or what, but there's going to be a restart for Lehigh Valley. We're now in 2 minutes to play. Winding down toward the 119th of 20 minutes. Launched ahead by Berger. Briggs with the header. Lala hammers one forward. Butler trying to get on the end of it. There's just a moment there. We're going to get to it.
This is the last thing you'd expect
Stitz
from a Lehigh team, to get that stretched.
Buried out of bounds over near the children's playground on the far side of the pitch. No less than 30 seconds left in regulation. Find a winner. 2 minutes for Lehigh Valley to dig in, defend their end.
right now, the spirit, the mentality. You look at Lehigh, if they can resist the urge now, especially in these last 2 minutes, resist the urge to send numbers. Stay. Let Lombard do his magic. Stay home.
Now outside, Decisive has 2 runners in the box. He throws it in. It's right towards Smith.
Unfortunately, a tired cross. Get a chance, guys in the box. Decisive's legs. He's put in a shift, to be fair. The young man has worked so hard.
1 minute to go. Hendricks to Lala. Decisive got it out wide. Here's Stitz. One more attack perhaps for Celtic, and they'll get a corner out of it.
Keeper coming up to join. Here we are, squeaky bum time.
This is what it's about. 1-0, Lehigh Valley leading. Corner kick to come for Baltimore Celtic. Headed away.
Still have time for a service.
Lala to the far side. It's knocked away. Sturza gets it out into touch. We've had.
And the referee looks at his watch. And this is it, Coach.
It waits for Smith to punt, and there it is. The final whistle. Lehigh Valley United, 2,000 flag. After 120 minutes in the final, they defeat Baltimore Celtic 1-0 to win the McGuire Cup, the U.S. Youth Soccer Under-19 Boys National Championship.
Congratulations to these boys. Well fought. And you have to say coaching experience made the difference because he took Lombard out at the beginning of that overtime. The replacement comes in, scores a fantastic goal off the flick, stays with the play, and that's the difference in the game. Not to say that the other coach didn't do his job, but it's that little nuance, that experience. He's been not only to this game, but this specific field and had that success. And here you see it happen again.
On this very field 6 years ago, Mike Gorney won a national championship. And in 2019, he's done it again. Lehigh Valley will be taking home the McGuire Cup. Congratulations to both of these teams. Excellent tournaments for the both of them. This was a tight match. It was so tough to determine a winner. It was just that one moment of quality.
Absolutely. You know, Celtic put the ball down, held the ball, and really brought out that need that Coach Gorney talked about, the need to be in transition. Out of transition, he gets a foul, he gets a set piece. But take nothing away from this Celtic group. They played, and they played hard, they played well, they played smart. They just didn't have that last finishing touch in the box.
Calling this match with you. We got a little extended time together here today. Yeah, this is what it's all about.
To be here today to see these boys put in this effort and this great event, thank you very much for shepherding me through this.
Absolutely.
This has been great.
Well, I want to thank you all for tuning in today. I want to thank producer Chase Niedig, cameraman up here with me all week this week, Duarte, for my partner, Nate Hauser. For everybody that works on this event, I'm John Schreiner saying so long one more time. Lehigh Valley, your champions in 2019.